This is really incredible. Like you've seen Jacqueline at the back, and we're at the front, thousands of people. Mana, okay, talk to us about tonight. It's really incredible to see tonight versus Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Talk to us about it.
Well, I've actually been out here every single night.
This is probably the biggest group we've seen since Friday. Again, they're calling this peaceful, and it seems like it's going to remain peaceful. The peaceful protesters have mmade their way down to this intersection to say, that's not us. We are being peaceful. We want to remain peaceful. So we will see how this plays out. There's a firework or gas. That's gas. He threw it back. He launched it back. They're shooting gas. So yeah, we just made our way through the fence. People allowed us to get up here. You see a line of officers just standing their ground here at the fence. Thousands of protesters with their cameras out and their hands up. Cesar, the No Drama Llama, came out to march with these people tonight. This is his owner, Larry McCool. Larry, you were telling me you brought Cesar out here because he doesn't have, a lot of people don't have a voice. Explain that to me.
Yeah, so Cesar has no voice of his own, but the more people don't have a voice, so he's here to represent the voiceless, the ones that feel left out in society and life.
A lot of the folks along that Highway 22 corridor evacuated to the Oregon State Fairgrounds in Salem. That's where Jenny Young is standing by. And Jenny, that included livestock, folks bringing their livestock to the state fairgrounds.
We're going to get to that, Jeff, but right now we're here at the Red Cross Emergency Shelter, or Emergency Center. They don't have shelters. We're here with Sue and Stan, who have lived in Lyons for 3 decades. Talk to us about what's going on.
Well, Lyons and Mill City and Gates is on fire, and McCully Mountain's on fire.
So you've been here since 2 o'clock this morning. Tell us about that.
Well, we had to leave at 10 after 2, and they said, now go, evacuate now, you can't. You got to go now. That's what we done.
And you took what? You took your dog. What else did you pack?
I had my medication, and I walked out the door, and I ain't been back home since.
All right, and you're waiting for a hotel room. Talk to us about what they've told you about that.
Well,
they said they're still working on it. They have nothing yet.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No.
no.
Nobody I've talked to has either around here.
We had a friend up there, and he said that he lived up from Mill City on a hill, and he said when they run out of there, he said it was coming over the hill. He said it was that bad.
What are you expecting when you get back?
I don't know. We may not have nothing.
Well, we are wishing you the best. We're going to stay in touch with you. We'll see you out here in just a little bit. But that Stan and Sue, like you heard, they've lived in Lyons for 31 years, never seen anything like this. Edens, her supporters, her friends, her family wrote letters to Governor Kate Brown, pleading with her to reclassify Gilmore as a high-level offender. Tiffany says she never heard a word from the governor or the governor's office. The governor's office told KOIN 6 a couple of months ago that she didn't have the power to reclassify Gilmore. I've asked 4 times, 4 separate times, written the governor's office asking her to explain why she doesn't have that power. All of those emails have gone ignored. It's a one block street, very quaint little street where people have lived on it for decades, and they say since the Bottle Drop Center moved in, there has been a rise in homeless camps and subsequently crime. We heard desperation in Monica Truax's voice today as we chatted with her and her neighbors.
It's untenable. We just can't go on like this.
And trash is just strewn everywhere. A lot of it blows down the streets in our yard. Constant loud noise, fights.
There was frustration in Nick Weston's voice.
Pretty much drug use all day long, open air drug deals. People going to the bathroom just right on the street here. I call 311 pretty much daily and don't get any feedback from them other than we're working on it.
Weston says a former neighbor with a child grew so worried and fed up here, they recently moved.
I'm glad I don't have any kids, because if I had kids, I would not want to live in this neighborhood. It's not safe.
He tells me not long ago, someone drilled a hole into his wife's truck to steal gas. When I knocked on the trailers and vehicles, this woman in the SUV agreed to talk to me, but didn't want her face on camera.
People want to sit there and judge people for being homeless. They should try being in their shoes for a week before they start judging what's going on.
Yeah. What would you say to if they said, we're not maybe judging you, but we don't like We don't like drugs in our neighborhood. We don't like poop in our neighborhood. We don't like pee in our neighborhood. What would you say to that?
Then fix it, because you know there's enough empty houses that are for sale out there that every homeless person has a place to live.
I asked if she parked here to be close to the bottle drop. She said no, but it is convenient when she and her boyfriend collect cans. She admitted they've also sold meth to make money to pay for hand sanitizer and rubbing alcohol, which they use to light a small fire like this one inside their vehicle.
The third breath, she kind of gasped a little bit more, so I knew that we were making progress. Her lips were no longer purple. Her eyelids looked a lot better. Her whole body started to warm up a little bit.
She says the male guardian was frantically telling people on the scene the child needed Narcan, a drug that reverses the effects of fentanyl overdose.
Male seemed to be more interested in getting cigarettes at the time, to be honest, and yell for Narcan.
Officers say the child was still unresponsive when they arrived. They administered at least 2 doses of Narcan.
The toddler became conscious and was transported to a local hospital.
Police aren't releasing many more details and say so far no arrests have been made. You say you can't tell me anything about the parents or the guardians, but can you tell me whoever allowed this child to access this, are they going to be held accountable?
100%. The investigation is ongoing, though, at this point, so I can't comment on where we're at with this investigation, but we plan to hold as many people as accountable as possible for the overdose of this 2-year-old.
We talked to her and found out she stayed outside last night. I want to play some of that interview. How are you staying warm?
I can't. The tarps won't stay on. Blankets are not warm enough. My dog is shivering. Look at Phil, he's shaking.
You can take your dog to a shelter. Do you know that?
He doesn't do well with shelters, I guess you'd say.
How did you survive last night?
Not really well.
Our tax dollars pay for this Joint Office of Homeless Services. We know that they have outreach workers out right now. They have those shelters up and running, but I'm asking the county for a comprehensive update. How many people do they have out? How many people have they had out going around and talking to these folks, letting them know about these warming centers? I'm hoping to hear back from them on that. But if you do see somebody in crisis, somebody maybe's outside, not dressed warmly enough, call 211. They are supposed to be able to connect you with resources. That's open through the weekend. But the big thing here, anybody sleeping outside, and we know there are 3,000 unsheltered people in Multnomah County. That's according to data, and only 400 were at shelters last night. Where are the other 2,600? So that is the scary thought, because these temperatures really are dangerous. They're deadly.
Busted for things that I didn't do.
John Goff was out playing his guitar again today. We talked to him yesterday on this same sidewalk that we watched crews clear yesterday morning. After seeing our report yesterday, a neighbor reached out to KOIN 6 saying campers showed back up within a matter of hours.
You hear that they're going to sweep, it's on the schedule, and you have this hope that maybe this time it will take and they will keep them away and we will have our safe neighborhood back.
She didn't want to show her face on camera out of fear of retaliation. She tells us she's emotionally burned out from the ongoing problems the camp brings to the neighborhood.
Well, I don't think that you can realize the impact of living near a homeless camp unless you really live very close to one. Every day you see the trash and debris and the drug deals and the drug use.
What do you say to people who are going to say she doesn't have compassion?
I had compassion for a long time.
Neighbors are upset that you guys are back out here today. What do you say to that?
It's, like I said, it's a community, you know, upwards of 30 people that are always here. They view it as their home, and that's why they keep coming back.
I reached out to the city today and asked what it costs each time they have to clean up one of these camps. Remember, we told you yesterday they've cleaned up 1,100 so far this year. They said it varies. The amount that it costs varies by each camp. But Laurelhurst, this camp was swept a month ago, took 25 hours and cost $2,000. Reporting live tonight, Jenny Young, KOIN 6 News.